Imagine having full visibility over all your construction projects in one place. You track progress and your teams are always up to speed. Monday.com's out-of-the-box templates can be a great start, but I'll show you today how a few customizations have greatly improved project visibility in team communication for my clients. Let's get to it. I will first show you how one particular out-of-the-box Monday template handles construction projects. And then I will show you the adjustments that you need to make in order to achieve a big leap in team communication and project visibility. All right, so the first thing we want to do is start with a template. Click on Add Item to Workspace. Then let's go to Board, start with a template. Now, in this template center, all you need to do is type construction. You have construction schedule, solutions, roadmap, but let's focus on construction management. Click on that, and then click on Use Template. All right, let's now take this one for a spin. So to your left, you will see under Construction Management, 3 boards: Subcontractors, Project Overview, and Project Details. Where you want to start is in Project Overview, which is going to tell you for every single one of your projects, where are they standing at a high level. Think for a moment that you have many units that you're working on. They'll have their addresses, and you have several phases for each and every one of those. This is a general overview. There's not supposed to be many details under here, but let's look at this overall unit progress. This particular column is connected to project details. Project details is a different board, and is that it's mimicking or it's mirroring the overall unit progress under project details. If you see unit 4, you should find us in the overview, unit 2, unit 1, etc. The way the overall unit progress works is that if you click in here, it should be in the project details. Under settings, go to customize progress tracking, and then you will see permits, foundation, framing, etc. It's asking you to give it a weight in percentage. Every time any of the stages here to write change, you will have the percentage loaded here under overall unit progress. So in other words, the overall unit progress is just a roll up of what you have here on the right. And then this same column is mimicked up top in the project overview. Now, if we change one of these statuses here to green, it will give you 100% based on the weight, and it should reflect on the overall unit progress. Let's look at this one for unit 2. This 13%, let's change it by working on the permits, and instead of having it on working on it, let's say that this one is done. You see how this grew. We go to framing, we do the same thing, same deal. Your number here starts growing. So basically this is just a roll up. Okay, now let's look at this status column right here. This status indicator here has a few options. It has job completed, started, sinkhole, permits, and not started. And I see a little bit of an issue with this here. It tells you where you are at this moment in time, but it's not telling you where you've been. In other words, how are you tracking and keeping some documentation on what happened on the permits, foundation, drywall, etc. I have a good solution for it. I'll show it to you in the next part of the video, but what I want to show you now is another issue I see here. You have the project overview and you have project details. And if you're anything like me, as soon as you go into details, well, you'd like to see details and you'd like to see who's involved, who are the subcontractors, what's the hold up with something, and then I'd like to see some team communication. The way this template is set up, it's rolling up everything. It's rolling up even the communication between your teams. So if you were to click on, let's say, on the communication here for the Unit 5, you would find all the team communication here. But the problem with this approach is that it's mixing all the communication for the permits, for the foundation, for the framing, so it really doesn't make a lot of sense. I'd like to see some detailed communication on every single one of those areas from those teams, and for them to be talking separately on different subjects. All right, This is a stripped down version of how we work with clients on how to build these boards. On high level, you only keep a few columns. On the lower level, you may keep a little bit more, but you can run as deep as you want. In the projects overview board, all we have is two groups in construction and done. We have two main projects running side by side, the 2763 Field Place and the Harry Lane. Each and every one of these have their own PM attached to them, and it has timeline, right? Now, as soon as you want to see a little bit more detail, you click to expand the item and you'll start actually seeing the faces in the sub items. We have design and planning, foundation construction, framing. Now, if you want to see more details, instead of having like a side-by-side board, what we have is a board specific to this project. So this is 2763 Field Place. This is design and planning. You see how it's rolling up way up to projects overview, to design and planning, and has a status of done. If I show you this, you can start seeing the difference in the sense that as soon as you drill down, you can see all the details you want, right? Who's the owner of the initial consultation? Well, that's me. But then you have a status, you have the timeline, you have everything you need for the level you are working. The added bonus to this is that you get to keep a separation of concerns in the sense of communication. The team communication, you are able to segregate that kind of communication, and the team who's working on the initial consultation can click here and start writing updates, but only for initial consultation. In the case of design and planning, all of this rolls up. If I want to see foundation construction, it's all in here. You want to add a little bit more, you add there a little bit more. You want to add a few more columns for tracking other things such as subcontractors, you can do it from here.